Hey everybody, this is a short pre-workout yoga sequence that you can do before you hit the gym. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Take a deep breath and roll your shoulders back. Let your arms hang heavy naturally by your side. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale through your mouth, see if you can quiet your thoughts. Take another deep breath in. Exhale fully through your mouth. Last breath in and out. And then on your next inhale, lift your arms up overhead, look up. As you exhale, little bend in the knees, and then hinge at the hips, swan dive forward. Grab opposite elbows and let your head hang heavy. Shake your head out to make sure that you're not holding any tension in your neck. And then decide what you will do here. If you feel really good here, stay here in stillness. Otherwise, you can come side to side. Or, if it feels better, you can rock backwards and forwards, just shifting your weight from the back of the foot to the front of the foot. Find what feels good and then do that. And then no matter what version you've chosen, make sure that your inhales and exhales are of equal length. And scan through your body from your feet all the way up through your hips, and then from your hips all the way down through the crown of the head, finding any place that you're holding onto tension. And see if when you exhale, if you're able to release that tension, to find openness and length. On your next inhale, bend your knees deeply. Keep your hands where they are, but lift your arms up. Exhale. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Move with your breath. No rush to get anywhere. As you exhale, see if you can come even longer with your hamstrings. Last time. And at the end of this exhale, let your hands drop. And then imagine that you're looking at yourself in a mirror from the side. And see if you can visualize your hip joints stacked over your ankle joints. And then on your next inhale, micro bend in the knees, tuck your tailbone, round all the way up, go slow, slow, slow. Let your head come up last. And then step your feet together. And as you inhale, lift your arms overhead, look up. As you exhale, interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your head. A deep breath in, open up the elbows, look up. A little bit of an arch in the back, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. If you're really tight in the backs of the legs, you might need to bend your knees, bring your hands to your shins. As you inhale, plant the hands and step back into plank pose. And then go right into downward facing dog. So just lift the hips up for downward facing dog. Step your feet up the mat just a couple of inches to clarify your foundation. You want to feel that your body is an upside down letter V. So press the mat away from you. Get as long as you can in your armpits. Let your head go. Take your gaze towards your navel. Invite your heels to come down to the ground, but don't worry if they don't get there. As you inhale, bend your knees deeply, 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 deeply. Lift your hips. And as you exhale, press your heels down, hoping maybe they come down to the mat, but don't worry if they don't get there. On your next inhale, lift your right leg high, spread the toes. Bend the knee, and then draw a big circle with the knee, huge circle. At the end of that circle, step forward with your right foot. Bring your left knee down to the ground. And as you inhale, lift your arms up overhead, lift your heart. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat, lift the back knee. Step back to plank and go right into downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, then intend to straighten the legs. Inhale, lift the left leg high, spread the toes. Bend the knee, draw a big circle with the knee. At the end of that circle, step forward with your left foot. Right knee comes down. As you inhale, lift your arms, lift the heart, look up. As you exhale, the hands come down. Come into plank pose and go right into downward facing dog. As you inhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Little micro bend in the knees, tuck the tailbone around all the way up. Take a big step forward with your left foot. From here, we're gonna turn and then pigeon toe your feet. So you wanna have your feet in towards one another. As you inhale, lift your arms. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, come forward. You wanna try to have your fingers in line with your toes, elbows straight back behind you. Take a deep breath and get long, look ahead. Exhale, come forward. Going for about a 90-degree bend at the arms with the elbows straight back behind you. Imagine that your hips are over your ankles. Look straight down at the ground and intend for your shoulder blades to draw towards one another. Flat back if you can. And then on your next inhale, bend your knees. Tuck the tailbone around all the way up. Open up the feet. And then your next inhale, open up your arms and bend the knees. On your next inhale, you're gonna draw the right shoulder in towards the mat. You wanna keep pressing the legs open, breathing into the inner thighs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, intend to straighten the legs, forward fold here. And you're gonna need to bend your knees. We're coming into frog pose here. Bend your knees and then come down onto your forearms. And take a look at your feet. You wanna have your ankles in line with your knees. If this is too much on your knees, you can bend the corners of the mat to come underneath. Or if you're okay like this, just stay where you are. We're just gonna breathe here. So scan through your body and find any areas of tension that you're holding onto. It's most likely gonna be in the inner thighs. And see if you can turn off any internal dialogue you have going on. So instead of saying, this is so uncomfortable, just see if you can flick the switch off and think nothing. On your next inhale, come onto your hands and then bring your feet in towards one another. Sit back and sit up. From here, we're going to come into child's pose. Take a deep breath in. As you lengthen, look ahead. See if you can spider your fingers forward just a little bit more, and as you exhale, melt down towards the ground. Let your head be heavy in the mat. Reach your hips back towards your heels. Close your eyes and just commit to 3 breaths here before you begin your workout. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.